Okay, so essay type is advantages and disadvantages essay, and the topic is these days more and more people are going to other countries. Other countries means abroad. More and more people means majority of people. Mashallah, you all are going abroad as well. So these days means at present. More and more people are going to other countries for significant periods of time. Now, what is that significant period of time? That significant period of time can be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years, right? Then they say either to find a job. Job means career. Or to study. Study means studying abroad. So is tarah se just try to focus each and every word that at present large number of people are going to Canada, Australia, USA for long time to find a job or to study. So when you convert, or isko translate kar le, even you can translate into Urdu, into Hindi, into Punjabi, and then you can understand it better, right? Then there are clearly many benefits of doing this. Doing this means going to a foreign country for significant period of time. There are many benefits to doing this, but people who live abroad can also face some difficulties. So that means the people who are in a foreign country, they face some difficulties as well. Then they say, discuss the advantages and disadvantages. Whenever there is advantages, disadvantages essay, number one, they will say, discuss the advantages and disadvantages of. Number two, they will say, what are the benefits and drawbacks of. Right? There isn't any third thing. Or ek warning hai, yaad rakhiyega, if the topic is, do you think advantages outweigh disadvantages? That is opinion essay. Do you think advantages outweigh disadvantages? That means आपके ख्याल में advantages ज़्यादा हैं या disadvantages ज़्यादा हैं? So that is an opinion essay. इस चीज़ का ख्याल रखना है. When we do opinion essay, then we'll just do that as well. Okay. Now, what you have to do, topic is there. And on your question paper, you can do some rough work. So you can just come up with advantages and disadvantages. Now tell me, what are the advantages of going to a foreign country? Number one, higher education, international degree. You earn international degree. Number two, yes, you can find better career opportunities. Very good. These are two advantages. Now, what are disadvantages? Homesickness. Now, whatever you think, it should be clear और wording अच्छी होनी चाहिए. मैं बोलूँ जी disadvantages क्या हैं? Okay, food. Food can be a disadvantage, right? Because you have to eat restaurant food and sometimes you have to eat the food of that country. So that can be the disadvantage. So culture shock, food, language barrier, things like that. But you need to come up with two advantages and two disadvantages. Warning, do not stuff your essay with so many ideas. 15 advantages आते हैं मुझे, 15 के 15 लिखूंगा, 20 disadvantages आते हैं वो लिखूंगा. Not at all. Examiner will not see that. Examiner will see one well-developed idea. One well-developed idea per paragraph. Understand? One well-developed idea per paragraph. And that is basically, if you talk about food, the whole paragraph is about food. If you talk about language barrier, whole paragraph is about language barrier. If you talk about job opportunities, full paragraph is about that. So do not stuff your essay with many ideas. Is that clear? Okay, now we'll go through this essay and I'll just tell you how many paragraphs and what to write in each paragraph. For advantages, disadvantages essay, there are two choices. Number one, you can write 4 paragraphs. Number two, you can write 6 paragraphs. Now, if you want to write 4 paragraphs, first of all, it is your introduction. After introduction, one paragraph contains 2 to 3 advantages. Second paragraph contains 2 to 3 disadvantages. And last paragraph is conclusion. But if you want to write short paragraphs, which is better, I recommend that. One paragraph, one advantage. Okay, short paragraph you will write. So one advantage per paragraph. Then you will write introduction, first advantage in first paragraph, second advantage in second paragraph, then first disadvantage, second disadvantage, and conclusion. Now, if you write 4 paragraphs, make sure these paragraphs are not very long. And again, I tell you, one idea per body paragraph. Strictly. Very, very strictly. It's not that you write 3-4 ideas. First advantage, second advantage. Yeah, bullets de diye. Advantage number 1, advantage number 2, advantage number 3. In IELTS writing, bullets, outlines, headlines, right? Numbering 1, 2, 3, ABC, all these things are not required and they're not even allowed. So you have to be careful with that. Okay. Now let's take a start with introduction. First sentence is always a general sentence about the topic. What's the topic? Topic is going to a foreign country for significant period of time. So the first sentence contains a general sentence about the topic. Let's see how is it written. Nowadays, taking a year out to live or study abroad is becoming increasingly popular. Okay, so nowadays, living and studying abroad has become increasingly popular or anything like that. So this is what a general sentence about the topic. Sentence number 1. लिखते भी जाएं अगर कहीं पे लिखना है. Sentence number 1 is general sentence about the topic. Okay, now sentence number 2 is another sentence to support the first one. So first sentence is general. Second sentence will define the first sentence further, and that is, for many people, especially young adults, the chance to spend an extended period of time overseas is an attractive one. So 2 sentences, young people, they find, like you guys want to go to abroad, this is attractive option for you, that you're going to Australia, New Zealand, America, and all that. Okay, after this, the third sentence is what we call paraphrase the topic. You have to paraphrase the topic in the third sentence. What is that? However, there are both pros and cons. Now for advantages, disadvantages, you are using the word pros and cons. This is what we call good vocabulary. Good vocabulary is you're using a variety of words. Good vocabulary doesn't mean using difficult words and all that. Just variety of words. Advantages, disadvantages, benefits, drawbacks, pros and cons, like that. So, however, there are both pros and cons to deciding to do this. And final sentence is called thesis sentence. Thesis. If thesis is a difficult word to remember, you can just call it plan sentence. Plan means in this sentence you will give your plan which is related to this essay. So it's here. In this essay, I will discuss some of the reasons why moving abroad is so popular. Now when you say some of the reasons why moving abroad is popular, that means advantages. Okay, now see the third way of talking about advantage. First is advantage, second is pros and cons, third is reasons why it is so popular. So I will discuss some of the reasons why moving abroad is so popular and some of the challenges to be overcome. Challenges means disadvantages. Okay, so this is what you guys have to do. Rewording, paraphrasing, using the synonyms to get higher band score. Okay, in introduction, we have written 4 sentences. And by the way, when you read unit number 1 and unit number 4, you'll be crystal clear about all these things. Now we start with body paragraph. As I said, in one body paragraph, there must be 10 advantages. सारे सोए में कोई जाग नहीं रहा था. 6 सेकंड के बाद जवाब आया 1 एडवांटेज. हाँ, तो आप लोगों का प्रोसेसर जो है वो थोड़ा स्लो है, कोई रैम चेंज करवाएं अपनी, ठीक है, ख्यालात क्लास तक वापस लेके आएं. So per body paragraph we will have 1 advantage. Let's see. Let's begin. Now let's begin is to guide the reader. Like you can say first of all is to guide the reader, whatever you are going to write about it. This is what we call coherence and cohesion, connectivity of ideas and proper guideline for the reader. When you say first of all, you're telling the reader, this is my first point. So let's begin by looking at the advantages of moving away. Moving away is for going abroad. Now this is what you have to do. Going abroad, moving away, going to a foreign country, going to Western world. You can use words like that. One of the main positives, the word positives is for advantage. And by the way, always remember we have 2 types of vocabularies. One is topic related, one is type related. Now type related vocabulary, in every advantages, disadvantages essay, you will use the words like positive, pros and cons, advantages, benefits. So you can learn this vocabulary, and almost 20 to 30% vocabulary is type-related vocabulary, and 60 to 70% is topic-related vocabulary. So if you're, and by the way, type-related vocabulary you can learn like this. In every essay, you will be using the same type of words, right? So 30% you can learn, and for 70% you can struggle. All right, so one of the main positives of heading overseas, what is that? Heading overseas. Going abroad. See that? They are not saying in every line, going abroad, going abroad, going abroad. Not like that. Heading overseas is that it broadens your horizons. Okay, so the first advantage is it broadens your horizons. What I mean by this is that you have the chance to meet people from different cultural backgrounds. Now you're explaining it. Listen, in body paragraph, there are 4 main components. Number 1, present your main idea. Now over here, main idea is advantage number 1. Number 2, elaborate that main idea, second sentence. Number 3, give a relevant example. And number 4, conclude the idea. So how many sentences in your body paragraph? 4 sentences, right? And you can see, let's begin by looking at the advantages of moving away. One of the main positives of heading overseas is it broadens your horizon. Sentence number 1. Then, by this I mean, when you say by this I mean, you are telling the reader that I'm going to explain this thing. By this I mean, what I mean by this is that you have the chance to meet people from different cultural backgrounds and learn to cope with foreign customs and food. So broadening your horizon means you meet people from other countries and you learn their culture, their food. It broadens your horizon. Means आपका दिमाग वसी होता है. Now, the last sentence is conclusion of the paragraph. This can make you, this means meeting new people, learning about their culture, learning about their lifestyle. So this is very important word. Try to avoid it in essay writing. Instead of it, you can write this, right? This can make you more rounded as a person. More rounded means you become a skilled person, a skillful person, or you are more rounded, you are aware of different things. So 1 paragraph, 1 advantage, proper explanation, and 4 sentences. Now you will follow the same pattern in other paragraphs. Second one. Secondly, why have we written secondly? To guide the reader, so that reader understands. Secondly, moving abroad can lead to a better quality of life. So advantage number 2, better quality of life. Now, everything is going to be about quality of life. Better quality of life. Take British people for example. Now, they have given the example of British people. Do not add any personal examples. Don't say, take my younger brother as an example, take my neighbor as an example, and all that. So, secondly, moving abroad can lead to a better quality of life. Take British people for example. Thousands of people from the UK move to Pakistan and, Spain and Australia every year. Now, listen, one more thing. You can even give the example of third world countries. Countries like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Asian countries. So you can say, take Asian people for example. Thousands of people from, and then you can name some of the countries, move to, and then you can say Australia, Canada, America, and all that. So you can always change these examples, but the language is going to be the same one. These countries have warmer climates, but if you talk about Canada, Canada has colder climate, right? These countries have warmer climates and encourage a better work-life balance. In addition, when you write in addition, it means you want to add something more. Now, in addition is to achieve coherence and cohesion, which is 25% of your writing, right? You can write in addition, you can write additionally, you can write furthermore, you can write moreover. So use a variety. In addition, by living overseas, you can gain qualifications and language skills, which may improve promotion prospects on your return. Promotion prospects. Promotion prospects means when you come back, you can get promotion and all that. Now, 2 advantages in 2 paragraphs. Sounds okay? Yeah, you understand? Now we will move on to disadvantages. Turning to the other side of the argument. Now you can copy this sentence and write it in your advantages, disadvantages essay. You can write turning to the other side of the argument, right? Or you can write on the other hand, or you can write on the contrary. Contrary means advantages and then disadvantages. Turning to the other side of the argument culture shock is a major problem. So, culture shock, right? That's the main thing. Now, what is culture shock? You look at their culture and you say, oh my God, yeah, they drink or things like that, whatever they do. So, this is what we call culture shock. Their dressing, their habits, like in foreign countries, they eat pork, right? So, that is what a culture shock for you, right? So, culture shock is a major problem. Disadvantage number one is culture shock. Now you understand what is culture shock? What they do and you don't do and you get shocked, right? Culture shock is a major problem. Many people who take a year out find it hard to cope with the language barrier. Now they are defining culture shock as language barrier, the food and general cultural differences. So language barrier, food and general cultural differences. Okay, this often leads to homesickness and in some cases a sense of isolation. This is conclusion. So this means when language is different, food is different, people are different, so this will lead to homesickness. No one can understand you, you cannot understand anyone. They don't, you cannot eat the food which you like, right? There is halal haram everywhere. So this can lead to homesickness. Homesickness means you're missing your baby. Baby, not baby, okay? And in some cases, a sense of isolation. Isolation means I'm all alone. You will become alien. In that country, say, oh, there is one Pakistani only. Yeah, one Indian, one Bengali. So you become an alien there, right? Okay, second, another issue. The word issue is used for disadvantage. You understand? This is what you guys have to do, and this essay will get 8 band or 8 plus, right? And you can see all simple, nothing difficult, nothing fancy. Another issue is that it can be difficult to start a new life from scratch. Starting a new life from scratch means starting a new life from zero. Imagine you land in a new country. Now you need a place to live, you need to eat food, you need to buy clothes and grocery and all that. So you will start your life from zero. You will rent a place to live, okay? You are living with new people. Like you will not live alone. Ek kamre mein 5 log. So this is something starting life from scratch. Okay, in other words means, by this I mean, so learn these type of phrases. Just do the X-ray of this essay and the sentences, words and phrases which are the part of type-related vocabulary, you can use them. Phrases can be used. And by the way, warning, अगर इन phrases के साथ आपके अपने sentences अच्छे हैं, means grammatically they are good, then you will get good band score. और अगर इन sentences के साथ आपके अपने sentences फजूल, broken English, bad English, फिर ये sentences फायदा नहीं देंगे. Okay? Yeah. We have given you the handout of essays as well. Yeah, there is a template handout, so you can go through that. वहाँ पे ये सारी चीजें लिखी हुई हैं. So, in other words means what you said already, you want to explain that, right? In other words, when you move abroad, you have to make new friends and find your place in the community. You'll make new friends there, right? Yeah, friends only. Find your place in the community. This process, now notice they're using the word this process is going to link these two sentences. This process means the process of making new friends and finding your place in the community. So this process takes time and can be especially challenging if there is also a language barrier to deal with. Not English speaking country, if you go to France, if you go to China, you don't understand anything, huh? And even you buy chips and you eat the chips, and after that there is no warning, nothing else, then you realize कि तो frog के chips थे. Yeah? Okay. All right. Yeah, one of my friends, he went to China, he had some chips, कितना भूख लगी थी, मैंने खाए, उस पे Chinese लिखी होती सारी, पैकेट पे भी and all that. Later on someone told him कि जो वो frog की खाल होती है ना, उसके खाल के तल के chips बनाए हुए, बड़े crispy से. So then he had eaten that. So be careful, huh? Yeah, only vegetable. Finally, now we have conclusion. All things considered. ये sentence याद कर लें. All things considered. Okay, and then see, in advantages, disadvantages essay, I will write this. All things considered, starting life in a foreign country is never easy. Now, what is this? This is one sentence summary. In conclusion, first sentence contains one sentence conclusion. And by the way, you can differ. For example, all things considered, starting life in a foreign country is full of opportunities. It's up to you. Why we should be negative? They've written here, starting life in a foreign country is never easy. You say starting life in a foreign country is full of exciting opportunities, right? Because this is your essay, so you can do whatever you want to do with it. You need to weigh up. Weigh up means actually consider. You need to weigh up the pros of better lifestyle. Now you're giving one sentence summary of 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. Okay, first sentence is general, 1 sentence summary. Now you will give specific 1 sentence summary of 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. So advantage number 1, better lifestyle, weather, and so on. And you can even mention here broadening your horizon if you want to. So better lifestyle, weather, and so on. And the cons of culture shock. What is culture shock? Disadvantage number 1. And language barrier. So 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. And finally, remember, in every essay type, you have to give your opinion. Now don't argue, ये opinion essay तो नहीं है, यहाँ पे opinion क्यों देना है? Listen, you wrote an essay, advantages and disadvantages. Now what is opinion? Advantages are more or disadvantages are more. This is the opinion, and this opinion depends on you. It's entirely up to you, right? So for example, here they say, personally, I believe, so you can copy this. Personally, I believe the benefits in terms of personal growth eventually outweigh any negatives. Right? Now, what is negatives? Disadvantages. So, personal growth is the point, and according to this essay, benefits are more than the drawbacks. Is that clear? Now, you can focus, and there is another essay, same type in unit number 4 also. Read unit 1, unit 4, and then you will be ready for advantages, disadvantages essays, which is one of the essay type. In total, we have 4 essays, and we'll do them all. Is that clear? Good. Unit number 1 and unit number 4. Content page पे आ जाए ना, पेज नंबर भी नोट कर लें. Content page पे आए, क्या है पेज नंबर? हाँ जी, यूनिट नंबर 1 है जी आपका 7 पे, और यूनिट नंबर 4 है 43 पे. ठीक है, अभी पढ़ लें. और ये एक चीज और बताऊं कि जब भी आप लोगों ने आइल्ट्स का टेस्ट बुक करवा लिया ना, 10 दिन आगे, अब वो 10 दिन का जो आपका प्लान है, ये बुक्स, ये हैंडआउट्स, ये चीजें संभाल के रखनी है. वो 10 दिन फिर आपने घर बैठ के इन सारी चीजों को अच्छे से एक एक करके प्रिपेयर करना है. देखिए ना, आसानी होगी. ऐसे में 4 टाइप्स हैं, चारों को प्रिपेयर करना है. ठीक है, रिपोर्ट में 4 टाइप्स हैं, चारों को प्रिपेयर करना है. लेटर में 3 टाइप्स हैं, तीनों को प्रिपेयर करना है. ठीक है, रीडिंग का आपको बता दिया, लिसनिंग का आपको बता दिया, प्रैक्टिस कैसे करनी है. तो ये सारी चीज़ों को दिमाग में लेके ना, बेसिकली लर्निंग का पता है पर्पस, लर्निंग का पर्पस ये होता है कि आप खुद को टीच कर सकें. आपने यहाँ पे 4 वीक्स की क्लास ली, उसके बाद आपने उसी पैटर्न को फॉलो करते हुए यू बिकेम असद याकूब, कि जी हाँ जी मैं अपने आप को ऐसे पढ़ाऊँगा, ये करूँगा, वो करूँगा. तो वो 4 हफ्तों के बाद 2 हफ्ते, 3 हफ्ते, 1 हफ्ता, उसमें आपने पूरा मतलब फुल एफर्ट के साथ इन चीज़ों को देखना है, एंड देन टेक योर टेस्ट एंड इंशाल्लाह यू विल गेट गुड बैंड स्कोर. मैं आपको बताऊं एक और चीज़, 70 to 80% लोग सिर्फ मेरी वीडियोस देख के अच्छा बैंड स्कोर ले रहे हैं. उनके अपने अंदर रिसोर्सफुलनेस है ना. हम में से अक्सर लोगों को यकीन ही नहीं आता कि क्लास के बगैर कैसे बैंड स्कोर आ सकते हैं. डेली मुझे इतने ढेर, फ्राइडे को रिजल्ट आता है ना, आमतौर पर फ्राइडे को मुझे TRF का ढेर आता है कि देखें जी ये, और स्टडी प्लान भेजा था आपने, आपकी वीडियोस देखी थी, ये किया था, कोई इंस्टीट्यूट ज्वाइन नहीं किया, बैंड स्कोर आ गया. तो ये आपकी अपनी रिसोर्सफुलनेस है. ये वो है जब आप घर जाके किताबें खोलेंगे, बैठेंगे, पढ़ेंगे कि मुझे आइल्ट्स करना है, तो फिर आपको कोई नहीं रोक सकता, फिर आपका डिज़ायर्ड बैंड पक्का. और अगर तो यहाँ रॉयल पाम के अंदर आके आइल्ट्स स्टार्ट होता है और जाने से पहले ख़त्म हो जाता है. कुछ लोग अपने हैंडआउट्स भी यहीं भूल के चले जाते हैं, कुछ लोग अपनी नोटबुक्स भी यहीं छोड़ के चले जाते हैं. यहीं से अंदाज़ा हो जाता है कि सीरियसनेस का लेवल क्या है. ठीक है, तो संजीदगी से सारी चीज़ों को देखें, इंशाल्लाह इट विल बी फाइन. चलिए.